Hello, my name's Katie, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing March's Full Face of First Impressions, which is where I buy a load of makeup and try it on my face for the first time and see if I like it or not. So I got a whole bunch of stuff here, as per usual. So pretty much almost everything that I brought is from Beauty Bay. I think I did do a Superdrug order as well. I brought a load of collection makeup because I want to do a full face of collection soon. So I might try a couple of those products, but most of the things I'm going to try are from Beauty Bay. And I also do have the Makeup Revolution concealer that I got off Superdrug to try out as well. That's not even true, I didn't actually get this on Superdrug, I got this on Tan Beauty. When I brought my Makeup Obsession products, which I did a few weeks back, I got the concealer. So I've literally had this for like quite a long time and not used it, so I've got some good restraint there. So I didn't buy an eyeshadow palette from Beauty Bay. I did pick up the BH Cosmetics Professional Blush 10 colour blush palette, which comes in this little box here. Basically just a huge ass palette with some kind of blusher shades as well as some kind of like bronzy shades, I guess, depending on your skin tone. Just nailed one. Why does this always happen? So obviously you've got a nice colour selection here. Lots of different kind of blush looks you could go for, as well as kind of bronzers. And I thought I might as well try this out as an eyeshadow palette as well, just because why not? Let's try it. It might work really well. I have done some swatching and they seem pretty pigmented, so I feel like that will work on the eyes. I did get some eyeshadow palettes from Collection, but I don't really want to use much of the Collection makeup that I brought. I kind of want to just stick to the stuff I got off Beauty Bay for this video. I have done a concealer and a powder on my eyes, not used anything new for that. I think I'll start with this shade here. It's like a kind of light brown / orange toned colour. I think I'll use that as the transition shade just to start with. Just using a usual fluffy crease brush and just popping that in the general crease area. So I want to go a bit deeper in colour, so I'll go with this shade here, which is more of a kind of deep warm brown colour. So I'm just going to kind of go over the same sort of area, bring it slightly below. I'm trying to just go for quite a like diffused, undefined look here. Probably gonna look a mess. To get this really like straight up reddish toned blush shade right here, I'm just gonna get my finger and place that one on the center of my lid. I'm keeping it pretty simple here. Obviously these are like blushes, so they're not gonna be like super intense pigment, which I think is probably best because you don't want them to come out really harsh on your cheeks when you do use them. But I mean, the pigment's still not bad at all. I'm just going to go in with this brown shade here right at the end, and I'm just going to use that to kind of blend all of these colours together in my crease. So there's obviously not like a base colour or something that I can just run under my eyebrows, so I'm just going to quickly use something else for that. I'm just going to use the Heaven shade in my Too Faced palette. Okay, that will do for eyeshadow. Very simple. Don't know if it even looks any good, but I kind of wanted to see if it would work as an eyeshadow palette. It's obviously not like a super bam pigmented thing, but if you're going for quite a diffused look, I think it works. Obviously, this is meant as a blusher palette with a few kind of bronzy shades in it as well, so we will be using it again later when we get to that stage. I got two pencil liners to put in my waterline, black ones obviously, that's always what I go for. The first one I got is the LA Girl Glide Gel Eyeliner in the shade Very Black, and it comes in this nice cool package design. And obviously it's literally just a standard black pencil and it feels very creamy, comes out pretty pigmented, so hopefully this works well in my waterlines. And I also thought I'd pick up the Ardell Wanna Get Lucky Gel Eyeliner. Oh, and now I dropped it on the floor. This is called Ink, I don't know, but it's the black one and it's got a little thing like that. This one is very creamy and very liquidy, so I'm a little bit worried, that one on the end, that's going to bleed into my eye or something, so Hopefully it doesn't. It does dry down like after a minute or so, but initially it's quite like liquidy, so hopefully it don't bleed into my eyeballs. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do one on one side and one on the other because I obviously want to try both of them. I like to line both my top and bottom waterlines, so I'm gonna start with the LA Girl one on this eye and go ahead and do just what I said. Okay, so that LA Girl one has done a really good job. Super pigmented, super creamy, just everything that I look for in a pencil liner, so far so good. Go ahead with the Ardell one now, and this one actually does twist up, which I like. I like when you don't have to sharpen them, because sometimes when you sharpen eyeliners, like, they just break, and then they don't sharpen properly, and it's just a mess, so I do appreciate the twisty up ones. So we're going to go ahead and do the other eye with this, do the same thing, and hope it doesn't bleed into my eyeballs. Seems to be some specks of eyeliner going into my eyeball, but for the most part I don't think it's bled into my eye, and it's also very creamy and also very pigmented, so that one too is very good. Very nice now. I think maybe if I hold my eye open like this, that will give it some time to dry. I bet this is really cringing some people out. I know they hate that. Because it definitely does dry after a while. That looks just fucking weird. It does dry after a while from when I swatched it, so maybe it just needs a bit of time to set. I don't know if you're able to see, but there is some specks of eyeliner that have gone into my eye, which is never fun. So that I like the LA Girl one better just because this one is kind of getting up in my eyeball a bit. So I got 3 different mascaras from Beauty Bay. Went a bit nuts with the mascaras. First one is the LA Girl Oomphed mascara, which comes in a little box like this, which is a bit unnecessary packaging wise, considering it takes up like a third of that size. So LA Girl had quite a few mascaras on Beauty Bay. I don't know why I went for this one, I just did. What the packaging looks like, just a nice standard mascara with some gold font on it. That's what the one looks like. It seems quite dry in formula. Like, you know, a lot of mascaras, you open it and you can immediately tell it's really liquidy. This one's kind of the opposite. It seems kind of dry, so intriguing. But the next mascara I got is from Zoeva, and it's the Graphic Lash Mascara in black. And this one also comes in a little cardboard box, and it's just a very nice, sleek little packaging with the Zoeva logo on. That's the wand, pretty decent wand. And this one seems to be a bit more liquidy than the LA Girl one. The last mascara I got is the Ardell Wispies Fibre Building Mascara, which I'm guessing is kind of based off of their Demi Wispy false lashes things. I don't know, I don't really wear false lashes. This one is in the shade Jet Black. It's also got a nice little black sleep packaging with some nice red font on it. And that's what the wand looks like. We've got a bit of a kind of hourglassy shape, is that? I don't even know. Obviously we've got 3 mascaras and only 2 eyes, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try 1 mascara on my top lashes on this eye, 1 mascara on my top lashes on the other eye, and then use the last one to do my bottom lashes on both sides, so that way we can test all of them. I think I'm going to start with the Ardell one and do my top lashes on this side. I can't be arsed with curling and all that malarkey right now, so we're just going to go straight in with this. Okay, I feel like this mascara definitely lives up to the name. It's definitely got that really like wispy effect, really lengthening. I actually do really like it. It's not kind of what I normally go for with mascaras. Normally I just like really like heavy, thick volume. I wouldn't say this is like really thickening or anything. It's more like lengthening and like separating, and it's definitely got that really wispy effect. So I actually do really like that. I think if that's kind of the mascara look you like, then you'd really like this. So I do like it. It's not what I normally go for, but I think that this will grow on me. It's definitely not like an instant thing. You do need to build it, but I find that with pretty much all mascaras. I think I'm going to try out the Zoeva one because I'm a little bit more curious about this one. On the other eye, so we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. So this mascara also is doing a pretty good job. Again, it does require a bit of building, but I think I've got some decent length and volume and thickness there. And so this one has slightly more kind of thickness and volume to it than the Ardell one, which has got a more kind of like wispy, diffused kind of look to it. So obviously that's gonna depend on your preferences, which one you like best. But honestly, I'm quite a fan of both of them. So we'll try out the LA Girl one on our bottom lashes when we get to that point, and then I'll have to just try it on my top lashes at some other point, and I'll leave a little updated thoughts thing in this video at some point, I don't know when. So that's our eye area done for now. I didn't get any primers or any colour correctors or anything like that, so we're going to move on to foundation now. And the foundation I got is the Ordinary Coverage Foundation, and I got mine in the shade 1.0N, very fair, neutral. I think this was the light shade. They had like 3 light shades that were called like very fair. I think one was like, I think one might have been like a pinkier one, and then there was like this one. And I think there was one that was like neutral but it had like silver highlights in it or something. I don't know, but I wanted that one or this one, so. From what I've swatched, this does seem like a good colour with a very kind of yellowy undertone, which is something that I need because my skin is more yellowy. So I think colour-wise this is actually not too bad looking. So that's the packaging. It is quite small, but again, this is quite an affordable foundation, so that doesn't bother me too much. Obviously, I've been wanting to try this one a while. I've heard a lot of things about it. I think most people seem to like this foundation. I know not everyone likes the Ordinary. I think Stephanie Lange did a review of this a while ago, but I can't remember if it's the serum one or the coverage one, because they do have a serum version as well. But I know that she really liked it, so hopefully I like it too. So my face at the moment, I'm having like a serious breakout session on my forehead. Don't know if you're able to see it on camera, but I don't know why. My forehead is just breaking out. I have been using some new skincare products lately, so it could be that. Or it could just be because I didn't take my makeup off for the last 2 nights, so it might be that. That's what the colour looks like there. As you can see, it is very yellow toned. It may be a slight bit too dark, but I'm hoping that once it's on my skin, it will kind of blend in, so I might as well just go ahead and coat my face to death with this. I'm using a really dirty sponge as per usual because I can't be bothered to clean things. I'm just going to go ahead and pop this on all over my face and probably put way too much on, as I always do, and see what kind of coverage and finish we get. So in we go. Okay, so I have a generous helping of that foundation on my face. I say that initially the colour looks like a pretty good match. I just have a bad feeling that this is going to oxidize. I feel like it's already gotten a little bit darker since I first put it on my face. But I would definitely say the undertones are pretty good for me, and it's only just a tiny bit off. It's not bad at all. If I just put in a tiny bit of white mixer, it would solve any oxidization issues. So colour wise, it's okay, not bad. I really like the coverage of it. I would say it's a medium coverage. I feel like you could probably build it up to a full if you had that amount of patience, but the coverage is really nice. It's sitting on the skin really nice. It does have a kind of like dewy effect to it. It's not like a super matte looking foundation, at least not on my skin anyway. When it comes to like matte and dewy finishes, I don't really have a preference because my skin is kind of normal / combination, so there's not really one that's more flattering than the other. I kind of don't mind either way what the finish is, but this one I would say in certain areas it's got a very kind of shiny, dewy look, which I think is quite nice. It's sitting on the skin nicely. It doesn't look textured or too cakey or anything like that. I would say that this foundation is looking pretty good, to be honest. I'm quite happy with it. I definitely do think it's going to oxidize though. So the concealer, which I talked about briefly, is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Conceal and Contour, which obviously it's been very hyped up about concealer lately. I feel like I'm a little bit late to it. So I of course got the lightest shade. It's the shade C1, and it does seem quite yellow toned, which again is super good for me. And you've got that nice big applicator, and I do have the Tarte Shape Tape, and this is supposed to be a dupe of that, so if I don't have to buy another Tarte Shape Tape and I can just use this, that would be great. So I'm just going to go ahead and smother a load of this on my face as per usual. I'm going to put some under my eyes, on my nose, probably around my mouth where I've got blemishes, and I might put a bit on my forehead just because it's been a bit of a problematic forehead at the moment. So I have heard that this is actually a very fast drying concealer, so I might like kind of blend as I go as opposed to putting it all on at once. Yeah, I think I'll do that just out of fear. The colour wise, that's really good, and it definitely has given me some coverage there under my eyes and kind of brightened them. So let's carry on. I think this foundation, I think this concealer is really good. I'm really impressed with it. It's sitting on the skin really nicely. It's not kind of caked up or textured. The coverage is pretty good. The colour's really good. In my honest opinion, I don't think the coverage is quite as good as the Shape Tape, but it definitely does have some pretty good coverage. And for my skin, this is working pretty well. I really like how it's blended, and I really like the colour. And you know what? It's a pretty good concealer. People are right. I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of it. I've actually got quite a lot of really good concealers in my collection at the moment now though, so I'm kind of going a bit concealer happy. So I brought 2 different powders to use, except I was a bit stupid and I accidentally brought one of the powders twice. So I have 2 of this powder here, which is the Milani Prep Set and Go Transparent Face Powder. I don't know how I didn't realise I'd put 2 of these in my basket, but I had. So I'm really hoping that this is a good powder so that I can kind of justify having 2 of them. If this is bad, I'm going to be really annoyed. It is literally just like a white, transparent powder. So hopefully it does the job at mattifying me. But I thought I'd go for like a kind of coloured one as well. So I got the BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Matte Finish Pressed Powder. And I got this in the shade 205, which I believe is the light shade. I saw like a review on the website that said it was really pale, so I thought I'd go for it. And I actually do think it's pretty pale, so I'm hoping that this shows up good on me. I think this is a pretty pale colour. I can't see that looking orangey or anything, so I think we've picked out a good one here. So obviously we've got 2 powders and 1 face, so I probably think I'm going to use the Milani to set under my eyes and then use the BH one to set the rest of my face. Just because why not? I mean, I want to use both of these, so right, I want to use this contour brush, but it's got a load of other powders on it, so I'm going to try and clean it off as much as I can. Go in first with the Milani one under my eyes. I'm going to make sure I pat out all my creases with my sponge first, and using the Real Techniques contour brush to do my under eyes. Okay, well, it's done a pretty decent job at setting my under eyes and mattifying them. It's not blowing me away or anything. It's not the most flawless finish, but I guess it's done a decent job. I'm going to go in with the BH Studio Pro powder now and use a nice big brush and use that to set the rest of my face. Everything's on the floor. Again, I'm just going to try and get any excess powder off of my brush before we go in. I think this BH Studios powder has a really nice finish. The colour looks pretty good. It's not made me orange, at least I don't think it has. I'll have to look in some other lighting. But yeah, I think I like this powder. So we're going to go back in with the BH Professional Blush Palette now. I think I'm going to go in with this shade at the end, this one here, which is more of a kind of bronzy colour, and again, use that one to bronze my face. So what else would you use a bronzy toned colour for? Using this little Vita Liberate brush to do this. Just go sweep a bit of this in my general cheek area. Okay, it's pretty pigmented actually. This is maybe a bit of a harsh bronzer colour for me. It's probably not the best bronzer shade for me, but I feel like again this palette is meant for blush, not bronzer, so obviously on some skin tones this would be more of a blushy colour. I mean, it's not bad though, I just definitely need to blend it. I mean, yeah, looks pretty good once it's blended out, just giving me a nice bit of warmth there. So obviously we've got a lot of options when it comes to blush here, and I've got no idea what colour I want to go for. I'm going to go for a kind of fluorescent colour. I'm going to go for this kind of bubblegum pink sort of colour. It's quite a pale shade, I would say. This one right here, I think I'll go for that one. and pop a bit of that on my little cheeky area. And I'm just using this kind of big blush brush for that. I mean, there's a lot of product that comes off there, so I'm gonna remove a bit before I go in. And just tap a bit in this general area. Oh, it's pretty. I really like this shade, it's really cute. Yes, I will need to blend this. You definitely don't need a lot of product here, but I really like that colour. It's super like rosy, like a kind of doll. So I'm just gonna kind of tap this out because it's obviously too much. I think I light-handed with these colours, but they are really pretty. I really like them. I think this is the kind of thing I'd pick up for when I do want to put a bit of blush on, because I don't always wear blush, but I feel like this is the kind of thing I'd reach for when I do, because I've got so many damn colour options here. So yeah, quite like this palette. Got quite a lot of things from BH Cosmetics, because my highlighter is also from there. It's the BH Cosmetics Blacklight Highlight 6 colour palette. It comes in this packaging here, and it kind of reminded me of the Anastasia Moonchild palette a bit. And it looks super pretty. I mean, look at this, how gorgeous is this palette. It is that kind of holographic kind of thing, which I know not everyone's into, but I personally really like holographic highlighters, so this stood out to me. And I've done some swatching, and I feel like the majority of them are pretty pigmented. They are a little bit chalky in texture, so if that's something that really bothers you in highlighters, maybe you wouldn't want this, but I personally don't mind if it's a bit chalky. As long as it translates nicely into the face and gives me some glow, I'm not too bothered about that. The mirror in this is also like really good. Like, I can see my face like so well in this mirror. Like, it's like kind of HD. This mirror is actually better than the one that I'm actually like looking in. I'm just going to remove any excess highlighter from my usual brush. Like one shade that when I was swatching it like was really good, and I can't remember which one it was. It was either Laser or Strobe. I think I've got most of the excess highlighter off. I think I will go in with the shade Laser to start with, which is this one here. It's kind of like a kind of goldy, yellowy, kind of whitey highlighter. So I'm just going to get some of this on my brush, and might actually use this mirror for this. I'm going to just do one cheek first. Oh my god. What the fuck? I was not expecting that to be that blinding. I don't know if you'll be able to see on camera, but like, it's got like a million different kind of colour hues coming off it. That's so cool. I'm obsessed. I wasn't expecting this to be as good as it is. That is banging. That is banging. I was not expecting that pigment. That was awesome. Wow. Alright, just going to remove that off and try another colour on the other side of my face. I look like a weirdo. It's okay, I don't mind. I think I may as well go in with the bluey one called Queen. Queen? But it's not spelled like Queen, it's spelled like Queen. This one here. Yeah. Let's use that on the other side of our face. Oh my god, there's a lot going on my brush. Oh wow. Again, the pigment isn't there. I didn't know if these were going to translate well in the face, but they really have. Holy shit. Okay. I'm obsessed. If you don't like these kind of like holographic-y colours that kind of have like these kind of weird hues that come off them, you won't like this, but if you're really into that, then this is fucking great, man. This is intense. I was not expecting this to be so intense. So I only saw like one review of this, and it was, I think it had like 4 out of 5 stars, so obviously it's a pretty good rating, but I was kind of like, why is it not 5? It made me a bit skeptical. I think I'm going to go in with the Strobe one, which is more of a kind of straight up icy white colour here, and I'm just going to pop that one on my nose, cupid's bow and chin, I think. Obviously I'm not going to be able to use all of the colours today. I think this might have been the one that swatched really well. Oh my god. This is so good. I was not expecting this highlight palette to be as good as it is. I'm so impressed. I feel like this one that I'm using now is probably more wearable, because it's more of a kind of like a whitey silvery colour, so if you're really pasty, I feel like this would be more wearable than the more kind of holographic-y ones. That is just, oh, That's so good. Right, we may as well use one last colour. I'll go with one of the more pinky toned ones. This one's called Illusion. It's kind of like a light pinky colour. This one here. I'm just going to put a little bit of this kind of like in my temples, like a bit on my forehead, just on those top bits there. Oh my god. Okay. Doesn't seem that there's any bad shades in this palette, is there? I know this is going to look really weird because I'm going to have like a million different colours on my face, but I'm not going out anywhere, so it's alright. This is absolutely amazing. I'm so impressed. My face looks insane because of all these different colours going on. And it's so pigmented that it's kind of a bit too much right now. So I'm just going to do a little bit of blending here. Get this palette. This is good. I was not expecting this to be as good as it is. Why is no one talking about this? Go get it. Especially if you're into that kind of intergalactic kind of highlighter look. You need this in your life. I would say that there are some more kind of wearable colours in here though. The shade Strobe, the kind of icy white one, I'd say is a bit more wearable if you're not into that kind of huey, holographic-y look. So I've got 3 different eyebrow products. I've got 2 pencils and then 1 gel. The first thing I've got is the LA Girl Shady Slim Brow Pencil, and I've got the shade Blackest Brown, and that's what it looks like. It's just a very nice slim little pencil with this standard kind of spoolie on one end and a little kind of twisty up fine little tipped thing on the other, and obviously it's a very dark brown colour. The 2 pencils I got are 2 different colours, but I'm going to have to work with that because I do want to try them both. And the other brow pencil I got is the Graphic Brows by Zoeva, and this is in the shade Bistre, I don't know how you pronounce that. It's pretty similar in its design. You got the spoolie and the little twisty up thing here. This one is a little bit more warm in colour, but it is still a pretty dark brown colour. And then the last thing I got is also from Zoeva. It's the Graphic Brow Fix, and it's also in the shade Bistre. I'm guessing it's pronounced Bistre. B-I-S-T-R-E. And it's just, you know, your little standard. Ooh, it's a bit gloopy, but again, it's a kind of dark brown colour. It's pretty similar to the pencil. So I think I'm again going to do 1 pencil in one eye, 1 pencil in the other eye, and then use the gel for both eyebrows. And obviously if they look 2 different colours, then they look 2 different colours. I'm not going out anywhere, so it's all good. I'm just going to quickly brush through them with some clear gel. This is just the NYX Control Freak one. So I think I'll start with the LA Girl pencil and just fill in one of my brows with that. It's like a super dark brown colour. It's like borderline black, but not quite. So I'm just going to fill my brows in as best as I can with my limited brow skills. So this is doing a pretty good job. I feel like I diffused it out a bit too much there. So I'm going to put a tiny bit more product in. Yeah, that's done a really good job. It's not come out too harsh, too blocky. Blends with the spoolie really nicely. Yeah, pretty decent. I like the colour of this. It's pretty similar to like the natural colour of my brows, which are quite dark. So we're going to go in with the Zoeva one now, and I warn you that this is probably going to be a bit of a different colour, but we're going to go with it. So just going to repeat the same thing on this eye. I mean eyebrow. Actually, the colour difference isn't actually that bad. I feel like you'd have to get like really close to my face to notice anything. I don't know, I feel like they looked different when I swatched them, but when they're actually on the brows, the colour difference isn't that noticeable at all. So just brushing through this product again. Okay, so this too has worked pretty well. I feel like this one's a little bit harsher than the LA Girl one. Like it comes out a bit harsher and doesn't kind of blend with the spoolie as like kind of, I don't know the right word, but I still think that they both have done a pretty good job. I do actually think I prefer the LA Girl one a bit, which I was expecting to like the Zoeva one better for some reason, but I think the LA Girls won it slightly, but to be honest, they're both pretty good. So we're going to go in with the Graphic Brow Fix by Zoeva now. and just use this on both eyebrows to set it in place. I'm going to try and get off any kind of excess product on the wand before I go in, and just run this through the brows. So this brow gel, pretty good. I like it. It's a good colour. It just does what you want it to do. It kind of gives you some more definition, sets the brows in place. I tried to kind of flick it up a little bit at the ends, give it a bit of a messier look, which I'm digging. Obviously I use eyebrow gels on their own on a more regular basis, so I'll have to see how this one works on its own, but just based on what it's done to it with pencil in, it seems like it will probably work pretty well. We're going to go back to our eye area now, and I might as well go in with the shade Electra, because I don't think we used that one, or did we? I obviously don't remember. And I'm just going to get a little brush and pop a bit of that into my inner corners for a nice inner corner highlight. So that is like a pop-in inner corner highlight. This palette is just, why has no one spoken about this BH Cosmetics palette highlighter? Or have they, and I've just not noticed? None of the YouTubers I've watched have mentioned it, I don't think. And for the sake of using everything, let's go in with On Point, which is a like purpley pinky kind of colour. Let's pop this under our brow bone, because then we'll know if every single thing performs. So obviously this one is pigmented too, but I'm not sure if this one's the best colour for like my skin tone, because it is like a very like kind of prominent pinky purple colour. But I mean, it's still got the pigment that the others have got. I go back in with the blush palette and just use the same sort of colours I used for my crease on the top and pop them through the bottom just to even it out. So the kind of browny colour and the kind of orangey colour. Okay, so we've got the LA Girl mascara to try out now, and we'll just do both of the bottom lashes. With this one, obviously as I mentioned, it seems really dry when you take it out. Like, it feels like there's no liquid in it, which is really odd. But I don't know, let's just try it anyway. Okay, so that's what it's done to my bottom lashes, given a reasonable amount of volume and length, so pretty good. It's got some promise. Obviously we'll have to see at a later date how it performs on my top lashes, but I will leave a little note when I finish talking about what I think of it, what I do get around to trying it, which will obviously be before this video goes up. I didn't get any new lip products from Beauty Bay. In fact, that's it for everything I got off Beauty Bay. But obviously, as I said, I got a load of stuff from Collection, and I did get 3 of their lip products. And I haven't tried any of them yet, so I may as well try one out now. So the first thing I got was the Collection Velvet Kiss Moisturising Lip Cream in the shade Caramel 2. And it's kind of like a nudie brown colour, very up my street sort of colour. I also got the Collection Mulberry Burst Intense Shine Gel Lip Colour. This one's more of a kind of pinky berry toned colour, so I thought I would go for something that isn't a nude as well. Got one of the Collection Liquid Lip Colours, and this is in the shade Nude Toffee, and it's got this cute little hourglass wand, and again, it's kind of a nudie brown colour. So I don't really want to try the Mulberry Burst one, not feeling that right now. So do I try the liquid lip colour or the moisturising lip cream? I mean, they're very similar colours, so I'm going to go in with the liquid lip colour actually, because I think this one is kind of more of a recent release. So, oh my god, it smells really nice. It smells kind of like caramel. Yeah, let's go in with this one. The texture of this feels really like glossy, but it's supposed to be a liquid lip, so I'm hoping that it dries down. This smells like cereal bars, you know, like you get those Rice Krispie and Frosty cereal bars. It smells like that. It's really nice. So the colour of this is super gorgeous, and it applies really easily. Like, that applicator actually works pretty well. It feels really shiny right now, so I'm not sure if this is meant to look matte in the end, but I mean, it's a liquid lip, so I'd assume so. So I'll give that a little bit of time and see what happens, but I really like the colour of it. So I'm just going to go ahead and clean everything up and give that lip colour some time to maybe mattify. And I'll give you my final opinions on everything. So I've not waited super long, but this lip colour still seems pretty moist, so I feel like it's a little bit drier, but not a lot. But yeah, so this is our finished look, and I'm pretty happy with it overall. So I'm just going to talk you through pretty much all of the products again and give you my final verdicts. Foundation. I super duper like this foundation. I don't know if you'll see in camera, but my colour is a little bit off, ever so slightly dark. Obviously that could be the powder, that could be the concealer, I don't know, that could be an array of things, but to be honest, I feel like it's the foundation. The undertones are perfect for me. I definitely just would need a little bit of white mix with this to prevent any oxidization. I feel like the initial colour's good, it's definitely a bit of an oxidizer, but the finish is beautiful, the coverage is really good. I actually really like this foundation, and hopefully it lasts long. We'll see about that, but it's a really good price as well. It's super cheap. I think it's like $5.95 I believe is the price, so pretty affordable foundation. So yeah, super happy with that. The concealer, the Makeup Revolution concealer, I have to say is pretty good. People are right about this. I like it. We'll try it with some different base products and maybe even on its own, because sometimes I do just wear concealers on their own when I'm like not being bothered to put on a full face of makeup all proper like. But yeah, it's good colour, good coverage. Not quite as good as the Shape Tape in my opinion, but it's up there, pretty good. I think I'll use this a lot. Just to mention, I did also get the new Makeup Revolution foundation stick, which has got a piece of eyeliner on it. Grr. I'm going to actually try this out tomorrow and do a kind of review, wear test thing with it, and yes, I'll give you my opinions on this very soon. That'll be an upcoming video. The powders I think both worked pretty well. The Milani one seemed to set my under eyes pretty well. The BH Studio one set the rest of my face well, had a really nice finish. It's a pretty flawless finish. It's not like super airbrushed or anything, but it's a pretty flawless finish. I would say that the BH Studio one I think looks a bit more flawless than the Milani one, which I only used under my eyes, so obviously I can't judge them completely for the different areas that I'd use them, so I don't know how the BH one works under the eyes, don't know how the Milani one works on the rest of my face. I have to just test that at a later point, but I would say the powders are pretty good. The blush palette I think is really good too. I think this is just kind of one of those things I wanted to get for those days where I do want to kind of wear blush and create some kind of blushy look. So yeah, they're super pigmented. Don't go too heavy-handed with this because they're pigmented. I don't know if they work the best as eyeshadows, to be honest. Like when I was cleaning up my mascara, they do kind of come off a bit, which isn't great. But obviously this isn't an eyeshadow palette. That's not what it's meant to be used for, so I can't complain about that too much. But as a blush palette and a bronzer kind of palette as well, it works really well. And you've got so many different shades in here that I feel like there'd be something for like lots of different skin tones here. So honestly, I think my favourite thing from this video is definitely the highlighter palette. Like, where the hell did this come from? Why is nobody talking about this? I just put this in my basket because I actually wanted to get the LA Girl highlighter, but the one that's like in the really icy shade is always sold out. So I thought, oh, I'll just pick up this one and see what it's like. Hello, what the hell? Literally every single shade in here works amazingly. This is beautiful. I love this. I'm obsessed. Where's the hype? Where's the hype, everyone? And it's also like not expensive at all. I can't remember the price. I think it was either £11 or £13, but considering you get 6 different shades in there and they're blinding, where the hype? Where the hype at? So I actually really liked all 3 of the mascaras. Like, my lashes overall are looking good, and on first impressions I don't always like mascaras and they grow on me, so that means that I might start to like them even more than first impressions. But the Ardell one is definitely what it says it is. It's a wispy mascara. It's this one here. It's definitely got that really wispy look. It actually looks pretty similar to the wispy false lashes. I've actually got a pair of them here. It actually just kind of looks similar to them. I think it's got that same kind of effect. So yeah, if you're into that kind of wispy look, I think you'll really like this. And the Zoeva one, I think, has got really good volume, length, all the things you need. And obviously I've not used the LA Girl one on my top lashes yet, but for under the eyes, for the bottom lashes, they did a pretty good job. So three pretty good mascaras here. The LA Girl pencil for my waterline, which is on this eye, super duper amazing, does the job, creamy and pigmented. The Ardell one also worked pretty well, but I don't know if this is necessarily meant to be used in the waterline or if it's more so meant to kind of draw a little line on the top. But I will try it for that as well. But I think it actually worked pretty well in the waterline. It's just quite liquidy, so it can kind of get all up in your eyeballs, so be wary of that. And I also really liked all of the brow products. I'd say the LA Girl pencil was my favourite out of the brow pencils. I think the colour's good and it doesn't come out too harsh and blocky. It blends with the spoolie really good, so loving that. The Zoeva one wasn't too far off as well. Pretty good brow pencil, and the Graphic Brow Fix is really good too. I'm very impressed with these brow products. And this collection lipstick is like, it feels more like a gloss than it does a liquid lipstick, so if you kind of wanted to buy this as a liquid lip that's going to dry down matte, maybe don't, because that's not what it is. But obviously I've got some other collection lip products to try out, but I do actually like the colour of it. I am more into glosses now than I used to be, so I don't mind that actually. I would put a bit of powder on it to mattify it if I wanted to, but actually it's a really nice colour and I think it just makes your lips look really nice and healthy, and it also smells really nice, so there you go. So overall I think everything's worked pretty well. I don't think there was any duds here. Was there any duds? No, I don't think there was any duds, so all good. Some more good makeup to add to my collection, and that will be it for this video. As I said, I will be doing a review of the Makeup Revolution foundation stick. Got a lot of other videos planned. Full face of collection will be coming soon. Yeah, just so stay tuned and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.